Wow, I did not see this coming. Ladies and gentlemen, Ubisoft announced today that they are working on a new Star Wars game. Let's talk about it. What's going on, beautiful people? The Black Hokage here, aka TBH, and to be honest, Ubisoft is working on a new open world Star Wars themed game, and we're gonna talk about it. But before we get into it, friendly reminder that I'm giving away a free next-gen console. I'm giving away a free Xbox Series X, and if you want to win it, click that link in the description box below. Pause this video. It doesn't take a minute. I swear to God, I cannot just fucking talk. I can't talk. I'm 30 years old and I can't talk. Click the link in the description box below. Sign up. I sound like mad for sign up for that fucking shit right now. If you want a free Xbox Series X, click that link in the description box below. I'm serious. Anyways, today's news story that I wanted to share with you guys that's got the internet on fire is Ubisoft is creating a new Star Wars open world game. And this has me excited yet cautious. Let's talk about it. Okay, so according to Yahoo Entertainment, Ubisoft announced a new open world Star Wars game ending Electronic Arts' 7-year exclusivity deal. This is just the beginning. Okay, according to this article, they say, Ubisoft announced that it's working on an upcoming Star Wars game, signaling the end of a long-standing exclusivity agreement. The news also comes at the heels of another big announcement, the return of Lucasfilm's games as a rebrand of all Star Wars games and the licensors for future titles. Information about Ubisoft's Star Wars game is sparse. The publisher hasn't released any art, details, or even a working title yet. However, Ubisoft described the game as brand new, story-driven, and an open-world Star Wars adventure in a tweet revealing the game. And I'm not gonna really, I could play the video, like, it's really nothing. It's just like some, whatever. It doesn't show any gameplay or anything like that. Massive Entertainment, the studio helming the Star Wars game, they're the ones that are developing it, is best known for developing Tom Clancy's The Division series. When I read that, I was like, I don't know. Not a big fan of The Division. I'm really hoping they don't take the RPG route where every fucking enemy is a bullet sponge. So then I opened up a Google Doc and I was like, you know what? Let's create a wish list of some things that I want to see and some things that I don't want to see in this Star Wars open world title. Here we go. We're gonna start with the negatives. These are things, Ubisoft, I don't want to see in your Star Wars game. First one, a big ass open world for nothing, okay? If you're gonna take the route of the big ass open world and it's gonna be another 100-hour game, which I pray to God it's not, please make sure you fill the world with things to do that are interesting and engaging, and also make sure the world is beautiful and make sure I feel like I want to explore it. There's tons of engaging and interesting NPCs. I'd prefer that if it's a big open world. But in all honesty, I'd prefer it to be semi-open world. I feel like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, that was one of my favorite games of last year, which, by the way, it got snubbed. I wouldn't have put it as like my game of the year, but it was my second favorite game of the year. It was runner up, and it wasn't even nominated in the Game Awards last year, and it wasn't nominated in the Game Awards this year. It's like the people forgot about that game. That game was fucking fire, especially the ending. I highly recommend playing it if you can catch it on. It should be on sale because the game is a year old now. So I'd prefer you guys take the route of something like Star Wars Fallen Jedi Order, where, you know, if you want, you could explore a little bit, but also if you don't, you can just kind of play the storyline. Like, I'm just tired of 100-hour games for no fucking reason. If it doesn't add anything to the game, please do not do that. The second thing that I want to not see in the game is tons of fetch quests and unnecessary shit. I don't want to see a bunch of pointless collectibles that do nothing. I don't want to hear any stupid audio logs if it doesn't contribute to the lore of the world and the actual storyline. I don't want to do any type of fetch quest. I don't want to go find parts for a fucking pod racer so I can pod race. I don't want to do none of that shit. I don't want to have anybody following me around and worrying about the NPC and the AI on it not working. Please stay away from that stuff. Do meaningful side quests if you do that. The third thing I don't want to see, oh my God, I feel like this is a stretch, but Ubisoft has a pattern with their games, so I'm just going to put this in there anyway. I don't want to see any climbing towers or scanning horizons. They do this in Far Cry. They do this in Assassin's Creed. They do it a little bit in Watch Dogs. I'm tired of climbing shit to look at the top of the building and doing, ooh, get a whole horizon of what's going on in the world, and then you look at your map and it's a million fucking pointless things to do. Can we not? I want to see a different way for the game to play out. I'm tired of you guys using the same formula. It's played out. You guys have been doing it for the last decade. Works for Assassin's Creed, but let's do something else for these new games, especially because you have such a big IP like Star Wars, and people love Star Wars. I'm warning you right now, Ubisoft, if you fuck this up, they gonna get in your ass.
Pause.
The next thing I don't want to see in this game is microtransactions. I don't want to open up the main menu and see different ways for me to fast track the progress of my character. I don't want to have certain outfits locked behind microtransactions. Okay, just let us earn it in the game. People love that shit. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but I'm gonna put it in the universe anyway because y'all motherfuckers don't be listening. And the last but not least, the thing that I don't want to see is a typical Jedi Sith storyline. And we're gonna get into that in a little bit later. I mean, if they do a typical Jedi Sith storyline, I'll be cool with it. Like, I'm still gonna play it, but it's like I prefer for them to do something different, explore something different in the Star Wars universe. All right, now let's talk about some things that I do want to see. New worlds and lore. What made Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order so great is we got to explore new worlds, and they were all so gorgeous. It was really fun to run around, and I want to see them tap into more lore in the universe. I've always said, in my opinion, if you have not watched The Mandalorian, it's fucking amazing. It's better than the last 3 new movies, in my opinion. And the reason being is I've always said that, like, I like Star Wars, but I was like, I was never really a fan of it. I was more so of a fan of the world that they sculpted, and I felt like George Lucas and Disney and whoever else is in charge, they never really fully tapped into the lore of Star Wars. That's actually why I love Mass Effect. Like, they really go into depth, not just with the main characters, but all the other alien species, the wars and all this list. It really gets you invested in the world. And I feel like Mandalorian is one of the first times. I heard the Clone Wars is good. I never watched the show, so don't kill me on that. But Mandalorian is one of the first things that I've seen where, like, it tapped into a different side of the universe. And it kind of, it felt like a more personal experience that was more about dialogue and storytelling. It wasn't some big space spectacle like the last 3 movies. So I really want to see them tap into a different side of the Star Wars universe if Ubisoft is going to tackle a game. The next thing I want to see in this game is original powers and abilities. This kind of goes back to what I was saying about the typical Jedi Sith storyline. After watching the Mando, it'd be fire if they did some shit like a new original character who's like, I don't know, a fucking Mandalorian with a darksaber who's also force sensitive. That shit would be fucking fire. And like, it's not even like a good or a bad story. Like, fucking, you could pick to be good, you could pick to be bad, like in Mass Effect. Like, I want to see original powers and abilities and an amazing skill tree. The next thing I wrote down was meaningful side quest. Take notes from Ghost of Tsushima. If there's a game that did side quests correctly, it was that. Like, their side quests felt like main quests. And then it was worth, when it comes to meaningful side quests, not just like story-driven meaningful side quests to develop the characters inside of the world, but also make it worth my while. One of the reasons I wanted to play it is because all the side quests rewarded you with great things to upgrade your character. So meaningful side quests, not your typical fetch quest bullshit that gives you a little bit of extra money. This one's a stretch. People are probably gonna laugh at me, but find some way to implement my nigga Starkiller. Let's fucking go. Make it tie into the movie somehow. Starkiller is one of my favorite freaking characters in the Star Wars universe. And I don't care if you haven't played Star Wars Unleashed, the first one, fuck the second one. If you haven't played the first one, fuck you. I'm gonna spoil the ending. At the end, basically, they alluded to basically Starkiller. Basically, he inspired the rebels to start the whole movement. So like, I love the character in the first game, so I would love for them to find a way to implement him. I know that's a fucking stretch, but whatever. This is my wish list. Fuck you. The next one I wanted to say is dialogue trees and multiple paths that affect the ending. Like I said, take a page out of The Witcher's book, or Mass Effect, any type of BioWare game. I want to see dialogue trees, and I want to be able to have multiple paths. Like I said, it would be nice to be able to have an original character. Shit, maybe make it of a creative character who can choose between the dark side and the light side. That would be really fire. That would have multiple playthroughs for the single player type of adventure like this. So I definitely would like to see that in the game. Next one I wrote down is let us choose between the dark and same thing. This is another stretch. Here's another one. Co-op, maybe? It would be fire if we could play with a friend. I know that's a stretch, but somehow implement co-op where like you and a friend could go through the story together. Co-op games are lit, especially with COVID going on. We need each other more than ever, so it'd be nice to play with friends. And who's to say that by the time this game comes out, which is probably like in 2-3 years, that the world is normal? Nobody really knows because you motherfuckers won't wear a mask. Implement Darth Vader. The ending to Star Wars, I'm not gonna spoil it, but anything with Darth Vader. The ending to Rogue One. Listen, the ending to fucking Rogue One was fucking amazing. The movie was alright at best, but the ending was fucking fire. The ending to fucking Jedi Fallen Order was fire. And if you know, you know why. Implement Darth Vader somehow. And then last but not least, the other positive I said I want to see is this one. This one is a super stretch. I really don't expect this to happen, but just hear me out. Ubisoft, find a way for Star Wars to fit into the Ubisoft cinematic universe. Now, I've been talking about this for years. I said years ago it would be fire if Ubisoft found a way to connect all their games together, and they've been doing it. Watch Dogs is connected to Assassin's Creed. There's literally going to be an assassin in Watch Dogs Legion. It's like DLC or whatever. But also, if you scan the NPCs throughout the world, you would see that certain characters are in Watch Dogs are Abstergo employees. And then also in Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six Siege characters appeared. I think Sam Fisher also appears in Rainbow Six. So like they've been building this universe within Ubisoft. And if they can find a way to implement this new Star Wars character into the Ubisoft universe, like imagine fucking Sam Fisher's like a descendant or something like of a Jedi or some shit. Well, no, because Star Wars is in the future. He's an ancestor of like a Jedi or some shit. Or what if they find a way to implement Watch Dogs and like their tech into, I don't know how they do it. I don't know. The nerd in me, a boy can dream. And that's my thoughts. I'm excited to see that Ubisoft is finally doing something different, and I'm excited to see what they would do with the Star Wars universe. Hopefully you guys are too. Leave a comment in the comment section below what you want to see from a Star Wars Ubisoft game. Give us your pros and cons. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on the video. It helps my channel grow. Other than that, hit the link in the description box below to sign up for that Xbox Series giveaway. And I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Peace.